Okay, so today we are reviewing for your chapter one quiz and test, really. All right, so it's just the same screen for both. All right, for pre-algebra, okay, for your chapter one quiz, and honestly, guys, it helps you review for your chapter one test as well. All right, so we're going to start off with just a one-step equation. When I'm looking at the front side of your quiz, it's just straight equations. Okay, that's the entire chapter, right? All four sections, we learn just different ways to solve equations, one-step, two-step, variables on both sides. Okay, so you're going to see all of that on your quiz on Monday. All right, so if you have expo markers, go ahead and solve this equation. All right, if you got pencil and paper, then use that. Okay, so this is recorded. It'll be on YouTube, so don't feel like you have to write it on paper or you'll never see these problems again. You can always go back, and I encourage you to do that over the weekend to study. Okay. All right, Josh, what did you do to solve for x here?
Divided by -4 on each side.
Yeah, very good. Divided both sides by -4. Did you guys do that?
Yes.
All right, very good. Did you get -8?
Yes.
All right, very good. All right, here's the next question, okay? Now, this is going to be worded differently on your quiz, all right? I'm going to ask you on your quiz how many solutions this equation has. If you can solve for the variable, that would mean there is one solution, okay? And then hopefully you remember what it means if there's no solution or infinite solutions, okay? So those are going to be your three options. Is there one solution, no solution, or infinite solutions? All right, so you don't even necessarily on this question have to show work. Okay, you're just going to answer the question. All right, so just like Gavin just explained, my variables canceled out, and what was left, -3 = 3, was not a true statement. So I would say that this is no solution. No solution. All right, so very good. Okay, number 3. All right, go ahead and solve that equation. Thomas, what did you do first to solve for x here?
Plus 15 on both sides.
Very good. Plus 15 on both sides. We get 5x = 60. And then, Braden, what's my next step? To solve for x. Very good. Divide 5 both sides, and x = 12. All right, so how are we doing through 3 problems? You guys doing okay? Yes. Doing pretty good? All right, let's look at number 4 now. Okay, number 4 gets a little trickier. I will tell you that this answer is a fraction. Okay, you can reduce it and leave it a fraction. All right, but we've got to practice some distributive property here. Okay, so you have 4 problems on your quiz that have distributive properties. So that's 4 questions out of 15. Okay, that's a lot. All right, so distributive property is going to be really important. What are we doing on distributive property? All right. Okay, so Colin, what did you get when you did your first distributive property over here on the left side? Yeah, very good. -8x. Did you get +4? -2 times -2 is a +4. Okay, did you guys get that? All right, equals 6x plus 12. 6x plus 12. All right, how many of you got step 2? Did you guys get step 2? Okay, how are we doing? All right, so, all right, that's okay. Just keep working. All right, now I see variables on both sides of my equation. All right, can anybody raise your hand and tell me which one you moved? Which one did you move, Talila? Yes, did you add 8x to both sides? Did you guys do that? Just kind of nod your heads if you did that. Did you guys do that? All right, thumbs up. That works too. Okay, did you bring down 4 = 14x plus 12? All right, is that written on your desk? Okay. All right, if it's not, do you see where you went wrong so far? Okay, Now, how many of you kind of look at that and you think it's backwards? Are you thinking it's backwards? Because it is. We say that it's backwards because that variable came after the equal sign. Okay, so let's flip it around. All right, we're not changing anything. We're just writing it with the variable coming first. Okay, and that's a good practice. It's good for us to learn that now. So when we do inequalities starting next week, we're already in the habit. All right, Zoe, what would I do next? Okay, subtract by 12. Very good. Subtract 12 both sides. And 14x equals negative 8. 14x equals negative 8. Last step. Everybody tell me. What's it going to be? Divide everything by 14. Yes, by 14. Because 14 is what is connected to your variable. 14 is connected to x. Okay? So, negative 8 divided by 14 reduces to negative 4 over 7. And that's okay. All right? Just leave it. Just leave it just like that. All right? How'd you guys do? That was probably our toughest one so far. Joy?
How did you get the fraction again?
So I got the fraction because 14 was connected to x. Okay? So then I had to divide by what was connected so I could get x by itself. Okay? So whatever number... Are you thinking to divide by the smaller number? Is that what you were thinking?
Yeah, because I did in my calculator 8 divided by 14.
Yeah, exactly. So now if you did 8 divided by 14, it probably just gave you a decimal.
Yeah.
Okay? So that's not wrong, but you can leave it a fraction too. So don't, I would rather you leave it a fraction. If you make it a decimal, I won't count off for that. Okay, Taylor?
How do you know when to pick which, like, the very top, where 8x, like plus 8x?
Yes.
How do you know which one to pick?
So between negative 8x and positive 6x, so you got to look at that negative. Negative 8 is the lesser value. Okay? So that's why I picked that one. Now, if you subtracted, Taylor, if you subtracted 6x, you still should have been able to do the steps to get to your answer. It just looked a little different, which is okay. It's fine. All right. Good job so far through number 4. Now let's look at number 5. 72 equals 3x minus 9. Okay, so how are we doing with flipping the equation? Did you guys write 3x minus 9 equals 72? Okay, so we just want to go ahead and flip that equation, okay? And you definitely can do that, like first. So you copied it down and you went straight to that step. All right, very good. Let's see. I'm trying to get Vivian, what would you do first?
Add 9.
Yeah, very good. Add 9 to both sides. 3x equals 81. 3x equals 81. Jose, what do I do next to solve for x?
3, you put minus 3 under 3x and...
Okay, not minus because it's multiplication. So,
3x divided by 3.
yes, divide both sides by 3. Did you guys do that?
Yes.
And x equals 27. So you probably meant division. All right, so good job on that one. All right, now, okay, we're going to do another problem, and I'm going to word the question a little differently, okay? And I've already given you one that's similar to this. I'm going to say, I'll actually read the directions to you. I'm going to say, determine whether the equation, okay, so here's the equation, number 6, has one solution, no solution, or infinitely many solutions. So remember, if you can solve for the variable, that's one solution. All right, that's the problem we just did. We solved for x. If your variables cancel, that's when you would either have no solution or infinite. Now, on number 6, you cannot tell by just looking at the problem. So if you don't show me work on this problem on the quiz, I can't give you credit. Okay, so let's show some work here and figure out what you think the answer might be. All right. Okay, Jada, you want to walk me through this distributive property?
1/2 times 8x equals negative 4x.
Mm-hmm.
And then negative 1/2 times 6 equals positive 3.
Very good. Okay, so I'm going to stop you right there. So did you guys get that far? Okay, so what do you see here? Okay, what do you notice? Somebody raise your hand and tell me what you notice about both sides here. What do you notice? Okay, I got to have more than a couple. Joy, what do you think? Okay, I do or I don't? You do. Very good. So even though the order's switched, do you see that the order is switched on the other side? 4x is still negative. Did you guys notice that? All right, Lucy, did you notice that too? Okay. All right, so because 4x is still negative, Joy, what's going to happen?
They're both going to cancel out.
Yeah, very good. All right. Sequest, what do you think is going to happen next? What do you think your answer is going to be? Perfect. And honestly, guys, if you say infinite, I'm going to be like clapping my hands and excited, okay? So you don't necessarily have to write out the whole infinitely many, although I prefer it. Infinite would still be fine as well. All right, how do we do on that? Are we getting better? Are we getting better at recognizing when you're going to have a special solution? All right, because those don't go away anytime soon. Actually, in chapter 5, it becomes really, really important. All right, so it's just, we got to keep practicing. All right, now, I'm going to give you one question on your quiz, okay, where you need to solve for y. So when I ask you to solve for something, that variable is what gets solved for last. Okay, so I'm kind of making this little motion with my hands, which is the motion of a heart. Okay, so if I'm solving for y, where do I put my heart? Over the 5y, which means I'm doing that second. Okay, I'm not going to do the 5y first. Okay, now I have to figure out how to get everything else to the other side of the equation. Okay, all right, some of y'all are already a couple steps ahead of me. That's awesome. Okay, Hope Shepherd, what do you think you're going to do next? What do you think is your first step? Yes, very good. I want to add 8x. I need to move the 8x to the other side. Okay, very good. See, Cade, can I add 4 plus 8x together over here? No, because they're not like terms. So do you remember which one I said to bring down first?
The variable.
Yes, the variable. So you always want to write the 8x first. Now, I haven't gone into all the y's behind that, so you just kind of have to trust me on that, okay? But you want to bring down the x first. Now, answer me this, so just everybody kind of tell me, is it going to be plus 4 after that or minus 4? Why is it plus 4? Okay, because 4 is positive in the original equation. All right, now one last step. Now this is where on your quiz it's going to be a little bit cleaner in that you could do some division. But what do I need to do across the whole equation? Noah, what do you think? I need to do something across the whole equation to get y by itself. What do you think? Not 8, because I'm not solving for x. Jose, what do you think?
5.
Divide everything by 5 to get y by itself. All right, so mission accomplished. My 5's canceled. Okay, my 5's canceled out right here. But now, can I really reduce 8 over 5? Do not change it to a decimal. Okay, because this is actually the slope of my line. I just haven't taught it to you yet. But 8 over 5 means rise over run. Okay, if you change it to a decimal, you don't have rise over run anymore. All right, so just leave it a fraction. And you can leave the last number a fraction too. It's not as big of a deal, but there's no sense in just leave it. Okay, so if it ends up a fraction, it's no big deal. All right, how many of y'all got that right? I see a lot of correct. I can see a lot of your desks, so that's good. If you messed up, do you see where you messed up? All right, this is a safe place to make mistakes, but I want you to make them now and fix them so you get it right on your quiz on Monday. All right? Okay, let's do number 8. Your favorite. It's on your quiz. It's on your test. Okay? All right, that's a different reaction. I got second hour. All right, so you got to solve. Okay, so here's what I'm going to say. Find each angle measure in the triangle. I didn't say solve for x. I said to find each angle measure in the triangle. All right, I'll give you guys a couple minutes to start working on this. Okay? All right, here we go. 2x plus 3x plus 4x equals 180. I add all my angles together. 9x equals 180. Divide. X equals 20. Is that my answer?
No.
No. What do I have to do? Yes, go back and plug them in. So 20 times 2 gives me the 40. 20 times 3 gives me the 60. And 20 times 4 gives me the 80. Okay? Now, if you wrote that in a different order, no big deal. As long as you have all three of those. How can you know for sure that your answer is correct? How can you know? Yeah, add them all together. 40 plus 60 is 100, plus 80 is 180. So now you know that you're correct. Okay? All right, next problem. Okay? All right, here's your next problem. You're going to have to make up your own. I'm going to ask you to write an equation that has a solution of -5. Okay? Yes. Write an equation. So you're going to make up your own equation that has a solution of -5. So your answer has to be -5. Here's the best hint I can give you. I'm going to give you one and then I'm going to get some of yours. Okay? Pick whatever number you want. Listen. Pick whatever number you want. 2x, okay, equals, now, what it equals you have to think, what number would I need to divide 2 by so my answer will be -5? 10. So that's what it needs to equal. So, I'm sorry, -10, -10. You got to make one of them negative. So now when you divide both sides by 2, your answer is your target solution. Okay? It's your target solution. Josh, what equation did you use?
-3x equals 15.
Okay, -3x equals 15. Do you agree that that answer is going to be -5? All right, very good. A lot of you guys did the multiplication. Cade, I want yours because you did addition.
X negative 15 equals -20.
Okay, x minus 15 equals -20. So again, he asked himself, okay, if I'm subtracting 15, what would I need to add 15 to? So my answer would be -5. And -20 plus 15 still gives me -5. Okay, so that was awesome. That was really, really good. All right, are you guys getting a little bit more comfortable with that? Now, if you miss it on your quiz Monday, it's 5 points, okay? But it might be a good idea to go back and watch that specific example, okay? So now I need to give you a scenario, okay? And I need you to write an equation. This is 2 parts to this question. Write an equation, and then I need you to solve it, okay? You buy 6 uniform shirts, and you spend a total of $360. How much, if each shirt costs the same amount of money, how much did each shirt cost? Okay, so I'm going to say it again. You buy 6 uniform shirts, and you spend a total of $360. If you spend the same amount of money on each shirt, good. Okay, how much does each shirt cost? You need an equation. If you have the answer, that's only part of it. Okay, good. Good, I already see a lot of equations going down. Okay, come up with your equation and then solve it. All right, so being able to write an equation is just as important as solving it. So we have to get good at that. All right, I'll give you another minute. All right, somebody give me the equation. Class is almost over. Raise your hand, give me the equation. Change your mind?
Yeah.
Okay, she raised it. Hope, what did you get?
I did 6x equals 360.
Yes.
Divided by 6.
Yeah, very good. So 6 shirts times, I don't know how much each shirt cost, but she knew she needed to divide to solve, so multiplication goes with the variable. Anybody want to go to this school? No. $60 a shirt? Whew, that's kind of a steep price. Okay, but you did well. You found your equation and you solved it. Okay, so please go back over the weekend, watch this video, pop in your AirPods, listen to it, use it to study. All right, and you have a quiz on Monday.